Hello everyone, welcome to episode number 11 of Musings of a Guild Leader. My name is Joost. As you can probably recall, last week I started talking about our guild bank and the way we go about stuff. As you know, we have Warquack in charge of our guild bank, who is awesome. He sits there on his lonesome, basically managing everything that is the guild bank. He gets mail in every single day with donations from our guildies. Roughly between 20 and 50 mails per day with just stuff and junk and materials, recipes, glyphs, gems, or whatever, you name it, he's getting it in the mail. What he does is he sorts and sifts through all this, tosses all the useful stuff into the guild bank and sells off all the crap that we don't actually need, generating money for the guild bank. And last week I raised the point of Wark being swamped in work, basically. Couldn't handle stuff on his own, was a bit distressed about all of this, and I sat down with him and like, okay, well, we're going to sort out a new system then, right? Have something else in place. Now, something interesting has happened. Basically, we decided not to change anything. There's a few reasons for this. Number one, I finally had a decent in-depth chat with Wark about all of this, and we sat down. We were like, okay, let's look at what's happening. Previous to that small chat, Wark took a small break from managing the guild bank because I told him to. I said, look, I want you to stop doing that for now. Just have fun leveling your characters, and then log in every few days and just look at it then, right? Let's see what's happening, if this changes or not. Now, funnily enough, when we had this chat yesterday, was the day before? Anyway, Wark basically came to me and said, look, stuff isn't as bad as it was back then when I was all distressed about it. And when you were raising the point about it, stuff is sort of calming down now. We're reaching an average about 20-30 meals a day. I can easily manage this because I'm now logging on every day again. So yeah, there's really no need to change anything about that. I was like, okay, well, that's the major point why we ought to be changing stuff, so that's the entire plan out of the window, basically. Not necessarily a bad thing, right? Because the system we had in place, it works. Wark is a good guy, he knows how to sift through things, he likes to meticulously be in charge of that one single segment and handle everything himself, because then he knows what's going on. That makes him more comfortable doing it. And that's something I have to acknowledge as well. I have to sit here and look at, okay, that guy is doing his job. What's his favorite way of going about doing his job, right? Where are the points where he's actually taking a genuine interest in what he's doing, where he's actually enjoying it? And what should I definitely not do to impede upon that one thing that makes it enjoyable for that person, right? And funnily enough, when it comes to Wark, he's at his most optimal when he's in charge of that single segment all on his own, right? There can be other people helping, obviously, but he has to know everything that's going on, otherwise he's going to be like, I lost it. And then he doesn't enjoy it anymore. A lot of people will have that, actually. I can imagine pretty much every single job out there, especially in regards to doing stuff with a guild. If you're not completely certain about what's going on, then you're not going to enjoy it as much. I have sort of the same thing with being in charge as a guild master. I get a bit pissed off when I'm not entirely sure what's going on. If people are taking really long with something, I'm like asking for an update or something. I want to know when we're getting a new schedule for this and that, or whatever, really. When I ask people to do something and they take a long time, or when people come to me and say I'm going to do this and that, and it takes a really long time for stuff to be sorted, I can get a bit meh about the whole thing. I'll be like, so where's my updates, guys? Where's my information? I need to know what's going on. On the same side, of course, there's a virtue of patience, which is very good. You just have to sit back and relax at the same point. When you're getting that feeling, you sit back, relax, go like, they're working on it, right? You have to also let them handle it. You have to let the people who do the stuff for you and will come towards you with the stuff, you have to give them the room to actually sort something. Because if you don't do that, then you are going to be that person that's breathing down their neck all the time, again, not making it fun for them. There's a sort of fine balance between the two. You have to be able to push people in some way to get stuff sorted, obviously, and then you also have to give them the room to get stuff sorted. It's a weird balance, but it's there, and you have to be careful when you do stuff like that. So yeah, basically there's not going to be any changes with the guild bank, and we're going to keep it as it is. Works managing everything. We reached level 5 the other day, right after the previous episode came on. We got to level 5, which was awesome. We now have that cash flow thing going, where 5% of all the gold that people loot off mobs actually flows into the guild bank as a bonus, which is awesome. It's not actually making up, obviously, for all the stuff that we're spending on repairs. We're actually slowly going down. Wark has a graph on our website where he's updating it every Sunday on how the guild bank is doing fund-wise, which is pretty cool, and you can see the graph going up, and then now that we're actually spending all that stuff on repairs, it's going down slowly. But yeah, that's expected. That's what we aim to get anyway. And as I stated previously, I think 3-5 episodes ago or something, when we actually start going down steeply, that's the point where we actually have to start looking, okay, is there something we can do to solve this? But right now, we're going to have to see how it goes. People are still adjusting to the new system. Until we give them enough time to actually adjust all the changes and everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing, then you can actually get a reasonable picture on how you have to solve stuff and what's going on. Because that's really important. You have to give stuff the time to settle down into a certain pattern before you can actually make genuine calls on what's going on. That's really important. Right, on to recruitment. We opened up recruitment again a while ago with the release of Cataclysm, basically. And we started Cataclysm with 40 members. We are currently at 45. We got 5 new initiates in. Which is pretty cool, actually. We're still growing. No one's leaving. We're just growing. I mean, sure, we've had someone leave in the past. That was unfortunate. But then we had more people joining as well. And all I'm seeing at this point is a steady growth of our guild. It's not going too fast, which is also a good thing. People need to have some time to adjust to all the new people. And what I'm also seeing is that the way in which our initiate period works is also working as well. People take a time of a month to sort of wedge their way into the guild, adjust to people, get some contacts going, do some runs, and get to know people. And then at the final week of that month, people vote on that person. And that's going very well as well. We're getting feedback on this as well. I think the only thing I could possibly do right now to make this process even better is to actually have scheduled talks with people, sort of an evaluation talk really, on let's say every 2 weeks or something, or every week, where I just take 5 minutes, talk to the person and go like, so how's it going up until now? Right, what are you doing? What are your good things? What are your bad things right now? What kind of feelings are you having? Is there anything I should know about? Is there stuff that's going right? Is there stuff that's going wrong? Just, you know, and this is something I've been thinking about. It might be something I'm gonna actually do a lot more often, but it's a little bit soon for this. I'll let you guys know about that possibly next week or something. This is just plans that are rolling around in my head. Incidentally, if you have any kind of nice feedback on this, again, leave it in the thread below. I'm really keen to find out how other people do stuff, as always, because it's always fun to reflect stuff like this upon other guilds, see how they do stuff. And then achievement wise, obviously reaching guild level 5 is a pretty big one. I'm pretty chuffed about this. By the time you guys are hearing about this and you're watching this online, we've either just hit level 6 or are a day away sort of from reaching level 6. Basically, we should have actually reached it by the time you guys see this. So level 6, which is when we unlock the thing where everyone gets 10% extra experience from killing monsters or completing quests. Awesome. Especially awesome since I'm leveling an alt of mine again. And yeah, that's basically everything that's happened last week, right? There's tons of good stuff happening. And then when I'm looking ahead at the coming weeks, we're going to see some very interesting stuff happening as well. Obviously, for one, there's Christmas, right? And Christmas means the Secret Santa thing that Sarah's got going, which is going to be really cool as well. We're going to meet up in, I think it's Winter Spring. We're going to exchange the gifts from the Secret Santa to the people that are supposed to get it. We're going to have this sort of online party and everything. We're all going to be on Mumble, chatting away, having fun. That's going to be really cool. And then other things we got to look forward to is obviously work keeping me up to date on how the guild bank stuff is going. Seeing how the new initiates are going to work out, which is also something I'm going to report about next week. And something really interesting, we're going to be raiding again. Woohoo! The exact hows and whens and whys haven't entirely been sorted out yet. I'll be upfront with this immediately. But Merilith is actually poking people left and right of all the separate departments that want to be involved in the big schedule that is going to be guild events in general. And we're going to see a schedule being made before the next guild meeting to present it to the entire guild. You're going to look at us raiding somewhere in January, most likely. That's sort of when we're gonna sort of casually step into stuff and have our first pokes at things. We've already tried one raid, which is the Tall Barad boss, which is basically the new Wintergrass boss. Turned out to be a massive gear check, most of all. The actual mechanics of the fight we got sorted in a few wipes. That wasn't too hard. And then we find out this guy actually has a 5-minute enrage timer, which means you have to push out a certain amount of DPS and healing to actually make this work. And that's hard. Basically it boils down to, we need to get better gear to sort this. We need people to figure out their mechanics a little bit better, do some more DPS, and then we can actually beat that enrage timer. When we down him, you guys will be the first to know, don't worry. But yeah, it was a fun first venture into any kind of raid come Cataclysm. It definitely showed us that stuff is cool again. When you look at heroics, healing is actually a challenge again. Tanking isn't as easy as it used to be. Doing DPS actually requires a brain now. They all stepped up the game of the entire game, really. It's really cool, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. And I'll see you all next week.
For Christmas, there's just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I don't need to hang my stocking there upon the fireplace. Santa Claus will make me happy with the toy on Christmas Day. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. Yeah, all I want for Christmas is you. Baby, I won't ask for much this Christmas. I don't even wish for snow. I'm just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I will make a list and send it to the North Pole for St. Nick. I won't even say